Hey guys, and welcome back to your Vinyasa Flow yoga class. To begin, we're going to start off in a child's pose. Either bring our legs as wide as the mat or together, bringing our two big toes and our hands out in front of us. As we just lay our heads down and settle in. Taking a few deep breaths in and out. Grounding ourselves and preparing for our practice. When you're ready, we're going to push up into a tabletop position. Bring our shoulders over our wrists and our hips over our knees, keeping our feet either tucked or untucked, up to you. As we just do some rounding circular motions over our wrists, just to get some blood flowing, starting off anti-clockwise before changing to clockwise. When you're ready, center yourself back into neutral position, tucking your left foot in as you extend your right leg out straight and extend your left arm out in front of you. Taking an inhale, and as we exhale, we're going to crunch our knees to our elbow and inhale, back out again. Inhale to crunch and exhale to extend. Two more on your own. And on your last one, you can bring your hand and knee back to the mat and move on to the other side. Tucking your right foot in as you lift your left leg out and your right arm straight in front of you. In a deep inhale and exhale to crunch, bringing knee to elbow. Inhale to extend. Exhale to crunch. Two more on your own. And on your last one, bring hand and knee back to mat. Next, we're going to tuck in our right toes to the mat and lifting your left leg up, keeping a bend. And then as we're going to do some hip rotations, just to get some flexibility going, moving in one direction before changing to the other direction. Then, once you keeping your leg up, you're going to bring your left foot over to your left hand, placing your foot right next to it. Keeping your right foot tucked, you can either keep your knee on the mat or you can lift it up for lizard. Taking a few breaths as we settle in, either keeping your arms straight or bringing it down to mat, whichever is most comfortable. Or coming back up, hands on mat, lifting your left arm up, opening your chest to your left for twist. Finally, bring your hands back to mat, hovering your left foot off the mat before kicking back into plank, bringing both your knees back to mat. Moving on to the right side, tucking your left foot in, lift your right leg up and do a few hip rotations, taking some circular motions with your knee in one direction before swapping over to the other. Then when you're ready, placing your right foot next to your right hand, then keeping your knee tucked or knee lifted or on the mat, up to you. As you settle in for lizard again, before dropping to your elbows if you did on the other side. Coming back, hands on mat, lifting your right arm up, opening the chest to the right, twist, holding for a few breaths. And bring your hands back to mat, hovering your foot slightly off the mat before kicking back into plank. From here, you're going to keep your knees off the mat as you push our hips up into downward facing dog. Maybe just walking your dog out a little bit, bending one knee and then the other, keeping your head loose, hanging freely as you settle in. When you're ready, we're going to push forward into our plank, lowering our knees, and just before they touch the mat, we're going to hold. Take an inhale as we arch our back up, and then as we exhale, pushing back into down dog, turning our back out a little bit before straightening. Turn again, pushing forward, arching our back as we lower our knees as we inhale, and then exhale, pushing back. Going to do two more. Inhale, and exhale. Now, lifting your right foot up, keeping your hips square and your legs straight. You're going to take an inhale, and as you exhale, bring your knee to your chest, pushing your leg forward, placing your foot between your hands, making sure you got a balance before pushing your whole upper body up for high lunge. Holding for a breath. Before placing your hands back onto the mat, kicking your right leg back to your left. From here, we're going to slowly drop our knees onto the mat and then lower our upper body so that our chin and our chest touch the ground. Foot together, untuck your, keep your toes tucked or untucked, up to you. As you lift lift your chest up, maybe hovering your hands off the mat for baby cobra. Then place your hands back on the mat, tucking your toes, push back into down dog. Left side, left leg going up. Take an inhale, exhale, knee to chest, foot between the hands as you get a balance, pushing up for high crescent lunge. Making sure your knee doesn't collapse and both your toes are all your toes are facing forward. Framing the front foot, taking your left leg back to your right. As you exhale, we're going to lower our whole chest. You can this time keep your knees up if you want to. Untuck your toes if you do, it's your practice. And pushing up, keeping your hips on the mat, slight bend your elbows for cobra. Then push back into downward facing dog. Back to the right. Right leg going up. Inhale, exhale, hands to feet. Feet to hands. Inhale as you push up. Exhale as you open our arms. Right arm forward, left arm back. For warrior two. Making sure our heels are in line and our feet are at 90-degree angles to one another. As you hold for a breath. Bring arms forward. Frame our front foot. Kicking back. And into Vinyasa Flow. Exhale to drop. Inhale to push up, either cobra or up dog. And then exhale to push back into downward facing dog. Left leg kicking up. Inhale, exhale to frame. Inhale for high crescent lunge. And exhale to open up for warrior two. Bring your arms around, aim off on foot, and back, high plank, and lowering down as we exhale. Inhale to push up, and exhale for down dog. Right leg up, leg between the hands. Inhale as we push up. Exhale to open for warrior two. Then from here, we're going to flip our front palm and throw it over our head, keeping our left arm either on our leg, or we can take a bind for reverse warrior. As on our last exhale, we're going to windmill our arms back down to the mat. Inhale to go to plank. Exhale to chaturanga. Inhale for your back bend of choice. And exhale for downward dog. Left leg kicked up. Leg between hands. Pushing up for high lunge. Open up for warrior two. Flipping the front palm, throwing it over your head. Right hand either on the leg or taking a bind. Yogi's choice. Windmill your hands back down to mat. Take a high plank. Exhale as we lower. Inhale to push up. And exhale to push back into down dog. Last round. Right leg kicking up. Exhale to foot between the hands. Inhale to lift. Exhale to open. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale to come back into warrior two. Straightening your front leg, you're going to bring your back leg slightly closer, flipping your front palms to your left. You're going to push your hips slightly out, leaning your body slightly forward as you tick-tock your hands down to the mat. Left hand up, right hand either in front or behind your foot for triangle pose. Bending your front knee, you're going to place both hands back on the mat, kicking your leg back into plank. Exhale to lower, back bend, and down dog. On your left side, left leg going up. Exhale to place your leg between your hands. Inhale to lift. Open up for warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Back to warrior two. Straightening your left leg now. Bring your right leg slightly forward. Twisting your palms now to the right. Pushing your hip out slightly. As we then lower our bodies down. Right hand up. Left hand to the mat. Placing hands to mat, bending your front knee, back to high plank, and one more time, lowering down as you exhale. Inhale to back bend, and exhale for down dog. Now, walking your hands to your feet, all keeping a bend. When you reach there, you can just let your body completely hang, just enjoying the feeling. Maybe even grabbing opposite elbows for a little bit of a ragdoll. Going from side to side, shaking your head yes and no. Releasing your arms, you're going to place your hands on the hips, on your shins. And as we inhale, we're going to do a halfway lift, keeping your back straight. And exhale, forward fold. Moving onto chair, you have the choice of either keeping your feet slightly apart or you can bring them together, your toes and your knees together. As we start to bend our knees, lowering our bum and lifting our hands up to just above our heads for chair pose. Then, bringing your hands to heart center, we're going to twist to our right, bringing our right elbow to our left knee for a twist. Holding for a breath. And as we exhale, forward fold. Doing the same on the other side, lowering our bum, lifting our hands to heart center. Now left elbow to right knee for twist, making sure your knees are in line together. Holding for a breath. And then forward fold. Opening your feet now out again if they were together. We're then going to slowly start rolling up, keeping a slight bend in our knees, keeping your chin to chest. You stand up straight for mountain pose, palms facing forward. If you'd like, you can close your eyes and take a few breaths. When you're ready, you can open your eyes, placing your hands on your lower back, fingers facing down. Now, bend your knees slightly as you let your head just hang back, pushing your hips forward, rolling your back as if it's on a beach ball or relaxing back bend. Holding for a breath before straightening up again. Now for moving on to tree pose. Going to settle ourselves in. Start putting some of the weight onto your right foot. You're going to hover your left foot slightly off the mat. Bring your hands to heart center for balance. You have a choice of either placing your foot on your left foot on your right ankle, keeping your toes on the mat. If you have some balance, you can lift your foot slightly higher. Your toes are just above your ankle, or if you wish, you can lift even higher so your toes are above your knee. Holding for breath. Before we release, slowly placing your foot back. Now on the other side, putting your weight onto your left foot, hovering your right foot slightly off the mat before placing your heel on your ankle, toes on the mat, or if you have the balance, heel closer to your knee, or even toes to your knee. And release. Take a deep breathe in for mountain and forward fold. Placing going down to lay on your stomach. Placing your elbows above your shoulders as we then push our backs, rounding back for Sphinx. Holding for a few breaths. Before laying our bodies flat on the mat. Laying our hands on our sides, palms facing up. We're going to take a deep breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to prepare for locusts. Keeping our legs straight, arms straight. And then as we inhale, we lift our legs, lift our whole upper body, arms up for locust. Holding for 2 full breaths. and then release. Now, if bow pose is in your practice, you can that's what we're going to do next. If not, we can just do another round of locusts. The full bow, we're going to grab both our ankles with our hands, keeping our knees and ankles as close together as possible. Take an inhale to prepare, and as we exhale, lift our whole bodies up, bring our knees, kicking our legs out, holding for 2 full breaths. And then release, relaxing the whole body. Moving on to Shavasana, we're going to turn our bodies around, laying on our backs, relaxing our entire bodies, either palms facing up or down, whichever is most comfortable. As we just feel the weight of the earth, the weight of gravity pushing down on us. Relaxing every muscle in our bodies. As we just focus on our breath. Starting to slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe twisting your ankles and your wrists. Get some more movement back into your body. Maybe even bring both your knees to your chest. Just hug your knees in. Doing some slight rolls to left and right. And when you're ready, still keeping your eyes closed, push up to a comfortable seated position, either on your shins or crossing your legs. Hands relaxed on your lap. Taking a few calming breaths. Finally, reaching both arms up. As you inhale, exhaling to bring our palms together and down to heart center. Opening our eyes and preparing for the rest of our day. I want to say thank you for joining me for my class today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you at the next one. Namaste.